All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dallas. I am a solution architect who supports endpoint and beyond here at CDW. First off, I want to slow it down and thank you for joining us for this session. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Windows 10 end of support, Windows 11, Copilot and Copilot Plus PCs. Now, let's get started with the agenda. Give me a moment. Actually, Jamie, can I just confirm that you see my screen and you hear my voice?
Yep, all good.
Excellent. Thanks for that. So I will have a Q&A towards the end, but please feel free to light up that chat space. I do have some colleagues standing by who might be able to answer your questions in real time, or we'll address them towards the end. So you're welcome to, we'll have allow you to come off mic at the end of the session or ask your questions then. I just want to make sure that we end on time for everyone else that gets what they need from the session and don't have questions, but I'm going to stick around as long as needed to address any questions, comments, concerns. Now let's get this party started. All right, so I do want everyone to know that Windows 10 is going end of support on October 14th, 2025. Now, if you look on my video, there is actually a countdown clock on there, and we have 130 days from today to prepare and establish Windows 11 or to get ourselves from Windows 10 to Windows 11. The end of support for Windows 10 means that Microsoft will stop providing security updates and technical support for this operating system. Some organizations want to wait until the last moment to upgrade, and I understand that. In the past, upgrades could be a real hassle. They changed that everything with Windows 11 Pro. Not only is the new Windows 11 devices optimized for compatibility, but there are also lots of great tools and support to help you get started or go further faster. So there is only 4 months, just a little over 4 months remaining until Windows 10 is end of support. Typically, migration periods for a mid-sized organization take up to 12 months. Considering this, we're very close to the last moment to initiate an assessment for Windows 11 readiness and prepare complete full migration plans. This incorporates both refreshing ineligible devices and upgrading eligible devices to Windows 11 before that end of support deadline on October 14th, 2025. I want to state one thing. The quickest way to a device refresh, or say the quickest way to Windows 11 is a device refresh, but that's not necessarily the least expensive. Now, if you delay upgrading past that end of service, you'll no longer receive security updates, which could put your business at risk. Today's threats are increasingly sophisticated and aggressive, and they're always looking for an opportunity to strike. So we want to close down that window and be on Windows 11 as soon as we can, and especially before that end date. Older devices can increase your vulnerability. Waiting for tomorrow to modernize could cost your business quite dearly today. It allows you to stay competitive. The new Windows 11 Pro devices come with powerful security already built in and enabled, and it allows you to optimize the Windows experience for AI and for improved productivity across the board. Not to mention the fast performance that takes advantage of all of these new features. It's also going to allow you to control costs. Older devices, older devices can take more time and energy to maintain, and they could expose you to costly security risks that could dampen employee productivity and satisfaction. Additionally, outdated technology can lead to decreased productivity and employee dissatisfaction, with 49% of users considering leaving their company if they're using out of date tech. Now, that's actually drawn from the Workfront's 7th annual State of Work report. Now, also, third-party applications productivity could be at risk or impacted. When you're running third-party applications on an outdated operating system, one of the first considerations will be that you need to update your OS to get further support. So it's all about getting a head start on deployment in the best way to ensure that it all goes smoothly. So, according to a commission report by Microsoft from Foster's Consulting, organizations that upgrade to Windows 11 Pro devices experience significant improvements. These included a 15% increase in end user productivity through real-world tasks and up to 42% on average completion of demanding workloads. Modern hardware performance and increased security are also key benefits, with up to 59% faster performance compared to 3-plus-year-old PCs and a 70% reduction in attack surface, resulting in a 58% fewer security instances. Additionally, end user satisfaction was had a large notable boost with 50% faster workflows and collaboration and 61% longer battery performance on average. So let's start with the latest example of Windows innovation, the Copilot Plus PC. Copilot Plus PCs are a new category of device. They only came out last June, and there's more and more of them all the time. These are a huge leap forward with an NPU that powers new AI experiences and increased performance. And now we're going to have a bit of a discussion around that. But know that the NPU is part of your chipset, and it allows you to offload AI functions to that for better performance. Just know that that's what the NPU will allow you to do. And when it's a Copilot Plus PC, they allow you to do 40 TOPS. That is trillions of operations per second to offload that kind of performance to the NPU. So it saves the rest of your device. It saves your CPU and GPU for those intense functions, but for the AI functions, it can offload them to there. So the more that you start using AI, and I think we're all going to be using it more and more, you will realize value from the NPU more and more all the time. All OEMs create devices for this new category, the Copilot Plus PC. If you're looking at a refresh now or in the future, consider a next generation AI device, the Copilot Plus PC. I think over the next, I would think 3 to 5 years, all devices will become Copilot Plus PCs, but they just launched last June and more of them are coming all the time. So Copilot Plus PCs are game changers. They're powerful, and they can handle tough workloads that with hardware backed AI and security innovations that enable new efficiencies and help you to safeguard your mission critical data. This new category of device comes with AI built in, and it's optimized by that NPU, and they are also secured by core PCs that allow for the Microsoft Pluton, which is a security processor for the highest level of Windows security. These PCs can also help you to find important. Sorry, these PCs can help you to get projects done quicker, find data quicker. They can help you to safeguard your data. They're also innovative. They help you to solve problems, and they make a big impact on business. Now, Copilot Plus PCs come with more advanced Windows 11 that offer exclusive features to Copilot Plus PCs. So with this, you're going to get all day performance, up to 15 hours of browsing, 22 hours of video. You're going to get 47% faster with the NPU because you can offload those workloads to the NPU. They allow you to be that more power efficient. But for me, one of the most important things here is that these Copilot Plus PCs can help you to be more secure. And they are or can be key to a Copilot or AI strategy if you're looking at that, if it's already on your roadmap or already being implemented from your technology roadmap. Windows 11 Pro offers incredible value with a core set features and compatibilities that accelerate business success. If you look at it with a few features, including that we're going to cover here, you get some out-of-the-box security, more layers of security, but all of this is still easy to use. It's going to offer greater features for productivity gains, and of course, it's all easy to use, deploy, and manage. If you're the person that's actually responsible for that, that's pretty key. So if you're ready for the big leap forward, Copilot Plus PCs do usher in a new era in computing. And some of the additional benefits you'll get from this new category device are, well, you're going to get that built-in NPU, which allows you to designate it to accelerate AI processes and data processing. and allow you to offload those AI processes to the NPU, saving that CPU and the GPU uh, to allow for better efficiencies across the entire device. It offers that secure core PC protection and Microsoft Pluton that allow you to have that highest level of security on a Windows device or a Windows PC device. You can also unlock or use Windows Studio Effects. That allows you to use the MPU to offload and have a better video conferencing experience without having any depreciation or lag or impacting largely battery performance. It can allow you to turn on live captions, so I can actually be more inclusive. You can actually offload live captions to that MPU, so then it can actually translate in real time up to 40 languages. So I can even have it in English. So if I'm speaking too quickly, somebody can follow along, or I could translate it to French or another language and somebody could follow along in their native language. Now, these are just the beginning. There's more and more all the time. But if you get a Copilot Plus PC into your inventory now, you'll be ready for the next wave of AI innovations, including all of those apps that will be coming that leverage data and AI processing power on that NPU. So industries worldwide rely on Windows to innovate, solve problems, help block cyber threats, and achieve more with less time, effort, and costs. When you own a Windows 11 Pro device, you get the latest Windows and security features delivered straight to your desktop, and you can manage and deploy Windows 11 Pro almost anywhere. Let's take a look on how Copilot Plus PCs can help accelerate business success. So, get more done with fewer clicks with Microsoft Copilot, your personal AI system. So, for example, you can quickly find relevant content, summarize long documents, and create and refine content or any content that you have access to. You can also increase insights and efficiency while shielding business information. If you use Copilot while signed into a work account, let's say with a Microsoft Entra ID, you'll benefit from enterprise data protection for an additional layer of data protection to your organization. With enterprise data protection, your Copilot experience and data can be protected by those same controls, security policies, and safeguard everything available in your corporate Microsoft 365 environment. Prompts and responses are processed within the Microsoft 365 tenant and are logged and available for audit purposes. Your data is never used to train the foundational AI model. So just know that you're in good hands with Windows 11 devices. Windows 11 devices. Whether you choose Windows 11 Pro or Copilot Plus PC, Windows 11 Pro devices have already been tried and tested and provide layers of hardware backward capability by default. Microsoft continues to strengthen Windows 11 security to help you guard against the latest threats to safeguard sensitive business information. You have Intune Endpoint Privilege Management. This is a token protection system, and with Windows 11 enhanced sign-in sessions, you're just a few just a few of the latest features you can get when you're using Windows 11 devices to securely support your workforce. You have malware safeguards. So mission critical apps protection with app controls for business and protected print modes offer protective protection against evolving threats. That user token protection is currently in preview, but Windows Hello Enhanced sign-in sessions can be enhanced to protect against phishing or have phishing protection built into them, and that will help you to safeguard your identities and data. And the capabilities like lock on leave and wake presence, that's able to auto lock when you walk away from your device and auto unlock when you come back. So all of your data is safeguarded when you walk away, and it's actually can be tied to your fingerprint or your face. So you get quick, easy access, but none of your data is at risk if I have to step away from my device. I personally love that one. Note that Copilot Plus PCs provide all the security features of Windows 11 Pro plus Microsoft Pluton for secured core PC protection. So supercharge your insights and efficiency with features like Microsoft Copilot. Now, that's a revolutionary AI assistant that helps you to find the right answers, create high quality content, and simplify your workflows. And that's all on top of the many productive features, and it's a big jump forward in performance. In fact, there is a study by Principal Technologies that found Windows 11 Pro laptops completed demanding workloads like design projects 42% faster on average than their comparable device running Windows 10. Sorry, give me one moment. I'm just fixing up my screen here. So your workflows can experience unprecedented productivity with features that help you to save valuable time, reveal insights, and enable their best work with AI assistants that will allow you to cut through the complexities and noise to focus on the things that matter to you or matter to your users. Features like Microsoft Copilot, AI-powered recommendations, snap layouts, desktops, etc. The list gets a bit endless there. Enable everyone to make a bigger impact by leveraging the extensive accessibility of AI-powered experiences like voice access and typing and those live captions I touched on. Windows offers comprehensive accessibility features that will allow you to narrate and do voice typing. Plus, IT can enhance productivity with Windows Remote Desktop when they're actually required to dial in to provide remote troubleshooting. It's easy to stay in the flow and be productive with seamless workflows that enable you to work seamlessly across apps, data, and the cloud. For example, Windows 11 Pro offers seamless redocking. So when you unplug your Windows 11 device or when you replug it into an external monitor, all of your applications and everything that you were working on snap to groups on that monitor, so you can pick up exactly where you just left off a moment before. Microsoft offers a device to elevate the potential of everyone on your team, from ultra slim laptops to powerful workstations. I touched on this earlier, that's referencing Microsoft, but I will let you know all OEMs are actually producing for this new category of device. It's not a Microsoft exclusive. All OEMs produce Copilot plus PCs. And again, I think in a few years, all of them will be probably Copilot plus PCs mostly by default. They do offer features rich and compatibilities, so they allow with increased malware resistance without hitting your performance. They will or can, depending on the device, they can support pen, ink, touch, and voice for a more natural writing and drawing experience. They can integrate high quality mics and displays so you can look and sound at your best. They offer better power management and recommendations that can reduce emissions and improve your battery performance. There's even a built-in Windows Carbon Awareness update that can help you to take advantage of renewable energy sources. And it will allow you to power through your heaviest workloads like 3D rendering and get to completion on up to 42% faster on average. Now I want to segue from those Copilot Plus PCs to moving from Windows 10 to 11. So Windows 11 does offer a range of powerful new features and capabilities, including that enhanced security, faster deployment, and improved performance. Updates to Windows 11 from Windows 10 allow you to leverage these new capabilities to save time and money. Protect your business. Excuse me. Protect your business and empower your employees, all with the same familiar tools and processes to manage that operating system. It is important to know that you can use your existing tools and processes to streamline this deployment. We always recommend making a plan. So assess the tools and interface those plans for your planned rollout. And then there's preparedness. Check for compatibility. Most of your Windows 10 devices should run smoothly. I do want to point out that 99.7% of your legacy solutions will go from Windows 10 to Windows 11 without issue. But then you want to test all of those legacy applications to see if there's any in that 0.3. Now, there are solutions for that, which I will come through in a little bit. So preparedness, and then your deployment. So part of that preparedness is to actually identify all the devices that won't update to Windows 11. Not all devices do. There can be hardware requirements for Windows 11 because it does make it more secure, but there will be some devices that won't be eligible to update, or might need RAM or something else done to them to actually have them compatible with Windows 11. But then the last stage there will be your deployment, and that's where you can actually deploy that with all of those legacy applications tested and vetted and working going forward. So I touched on this already, but there is uh, you want to do some hardware eligibility assessments. So in that first step for upgrading, you'll want to this is highly recommended. You want to actually assess your existing inventory to actually decide to see which devices don't update. Now, those devices will probably have to have a planned refresh, but it's best to have that budget or know that going forward that those devices will actually need to be replaced because they won't support Windows 11. So going through this assessment will help you to create a clear understanding of which devices won't meet those Windows 11 requirements. And thereafter, you'll know which devices can be updated or which devices have to have hardware updated in order to be updated to Windows 11. Now, this can be very valuable in your planning. I think it's a key stage in the planning stage there. Now, I do want to let you know I'm with CDW, but these are Microsoft's and CDW's recommendations that I'm walking through. We're partnered to actually do that, and we share these recommendations with our clients. So one tool that you can use is the PC Health Check app. So if there are multiple ways to check for Windows 11 compatibility, I'm going to cover two of them. But if you have Intune, you can run an assessment. We'll come back to that. But you also have the PC Health Check here, which is an app that you can actually download from the store or download to your device, and it's the PC Health Check. And basically, you can even get that off of Microsoft's official website there. If you search for that, I trust that you'll be able to find the PC Health Check. But then you're going to deploy that, and it's very straightforward. You're actually going to install that, and once it's installed, it's very straightforward. You're going to actually go in there and you're going to hit on the check now functionality. Once it's all installed, that will actually run what it needs to run in the background. You're basically going to get a green light, yellow light, red light. So if it's green, it's good to go. If it's yellow, it might be good to go with some work. And if it's red, that device is not going to be able to go over to Windows 11. So just think of red light, green, yellow, red light when you run that. But that means you can run that on the device and you could know in moments if that device is upgradable or not. Give me a moment. And then again, the recommended action for uneligible devices, you'll want to actually upgrade those hardware. So those devices are likely up for a refresh. Or in some cases, you might be able to upgrade the RAM or the BIOS or something like that to get that device compliant. But what's the big stumbling block for most organizations is the TPM 2.0 chip. That is actually built onto the board. That's not really upgradable for organizations. So if your chip doesn't have the TPM 2.0, it's not going to be upgradable, and you'll want to get that one earmarked for replacement. But it's going to tell you if it's upgradable or not, or upgradable with work. So a second way, so that way is a very manual way. That's going by device. This way, if you have something like Intune or perhaps SCCM, you can actually run the endpoint analytics tool. So let me walk you through this. So if I'm an Intune admin, I can actually sign in. I can then I'll go through that on the next screen, but the endpoint analytics tool is part of Intune. There's a very similar tool in SCCM, but that will allow for the Windows metric. It allows you to look at that readiness, but for everything that's actually enrolled in that Intune instance or the SCCM instance, or most of them. It will also then work. So it works via Intune, it works via co-management, it works via configuration manager. There's multiple ways to do that, but I'm just covering the Intune method here today. But they'll largely mirror each other if you do have an MDM system. There's almost a way that I can say that you will be able to use that MDM tool to do those updates, at least in most cases. Give me a moment. So this one here, I'm just going to largely skip over that screen. I kind of covered that on the previous screen. But if you're an Intune admin, I can sign into the Intune admin portal. I'll be able to go to the reports section, and then from the reports section, I can go to the work from anywhere section under the reports area, and that's where I can then go into the work from anywhere category, and I can actually then select Windows because I want to assess the Windows space there. So I can click on Windows, and that's going to help me to generate the report that you actually need to look at. And then that report will come through. And again, it's going to it's going to come through as the Windows 11 readiness by default. And that's going to allow you to then check to see if it's capable, if it's not capable, if it's unknown for whatever reason. Maybe that device hasn't checked in or been checked in for a period of time, or if mission's already done. If it's already upgraded and running Windows 11, that's going to flag that and indicate that. So your mission is done for all the devices that are actually already shown as upgraded. So so you can use the tool by device, or if you have an instance of Intune or SCCM or an MDM system of some sorts, you will likely be able to get this reporting. So you can actually then have that assessment and know what devices need to be refreshed, which ones need to be updated, and which ones are ready to go, and which devices are already there. So you'll want to take action on those non-eligible devices. Though the only way of getting those to Windows 11 is to actually refresh them. You're going to have to physically replace them. But then the other devices, you can use Intune again, and you can actually do an in-place upgrade for those eligible devices to actually deploy Windows 11 to those. Now, I touched on this earlier, but 99.7% of solutions go from Windows 10 to Windows 11 without issue. But if you're in that zero point 0.3, there are options or considerations. So first off, if you're paired with CDW, we can likely help you with that. But Microsoft can also help you. They have a program called App Azure. That is a free program where they are going to help you. That's part of the Fast Track family if you've ever used Fast Track before. But App Azure is actually Microsoft Direct, their engineering, and they're going to help you if any of your solutions fall into that 0.3% of solutions that go from 10 to 11 or that are not going from 10 to 11. So with that readiness, you're also going to want to evaluate all of those legacy solutions when you're going from 10 to 11. So I suggest doing personas, or I suggest determining which are your mission critical legacy applications, which are the ones that aren't mission critical. And because we're in such a tight deadline right now, it's to test those mission critical ones first. So when they're ported over, you know they're working or not working, or you're working on the solution to get those running. And I would prioritize mission critical ones before anything else. That would be my guidance. But again, I'm not trying to scare here because again, only 0.3% of solutions don't go across from 10 to 11 seamlessly. But so in general, the application validation, you'll want to have clarity on your applications. So in your current environment, you will want to look to see which are your mission critical applications and which are not important at that point, and then evaluate those ones, get your solutions in place for those, and then you'll actually have an update list. So when you do those in-place upgrades, you can also use Intune to actually help you deploy those applications along with Intune or Autopilot. And I think I'm going to loop in my colleague Mandeep at the end here to touch a little bit on Autopilot, because that can be, if you've never used Intune or Autopilot before, that's a big magic because you no longer have to touch your devices or deal in golden images. You're actually deploying through policy and through persona. If you need to do a deeper dive on Intune or an MDM, we can always make ourselves available to make sure you're getting enough information to make those wise choices. Give me a moment. So that App Azure that I mentioned, which is that fast track program, they will provide remote assistance to customers deploying Windows 10 or 11, x86, x64, ARM, Microsoft 365 apps, Windows 365 cloud PCs, Azure Virtual Desktop AVD, Microsoft Edge, and even W365, which is Windows 365, which is a cloud instance of your Windows environment. And they will cover feature updates. And so if you're experiencing compatibility issues, that's a free resource that you can leverage for this Windows 11 project, but for pretty much for any project where you're actually taking in legacy solutions and updating them to a modern solution. So Apogee does help you to remediate for your customer line of business applications that you create. It can help with independent software vendors, ISVs applications, and it will also help with Microsoft first-party products or applications. Now, remediation assistance is provided for apps deployed on the following Microsoft products. That's going to include Windows 10 or 11, including that ARM that I mentioned, that Microsoft 365s, that Edge, AVD, and W365. Really quickly, I'll put asterisks in here, some out of scope items. They don't cover your app inventory and testing to determine what does and doesn't work on your Windows and Microsoft 365 apps. They are not going to include the researching of third-party ISV apps for Windows compatibility and support statements. It's not going to include the app packaging only service. However, the Apogee team does package window applications that it will remediate to ensure that anything can be deployed to your customer environment from the Microsoft space. Although Android apps on Windows 11 are available to Windows insiders, Apogee doesn't currently support Android apps, including the Surface Duo devices. So just an awareness piece there. So we want you to deploy with confidence. So we want you can use the tools that you already have in place to allow you to upgrade those eligible devices to Windows 11 and deploy Windows 11 Pro devices into your environment. For non-centrally managed endpoints, so if you're doing this manually because you don't have an MDM system, you if your devices currently match the Windows 11 requirements, you can deploy those upgrades through the Windows Update. If your device does not meet requirements, it will be highly recommended that you look at replacing those devices to a Windows 11 Pro device. And I would nudge you one step further and say, get a Copilot Plus PC device, or at least a few of them to start testing the capabilities of those new AI-enriched devices. Now, if you have a centrally managed endpoint solution like Intune, like SCCM, you will have a multitude of options depending on how your Windows deployment and your updates are being currently managed. Excuse me. You can use Intune for deploying upgrades to eligible devices, like an in-place upgrade. And you can use autopilot deployments with new Windows 11 Pro PCs. You can actually run Windows updates for business or Windows Server updates for deploying upgrades for eligible devices. And you can even use the System Center Configuration Manager for both upgrading eligible devices or for those net new Windows 11 Pro PC deployments. So it's getting time to get started. We are running out of time. Tomorrow will be 129 days until we're out of support with that Windows 11. So some of the main takeaways that I would like you to take away here is I would like you to complete a plan for migration. So run through the devices to actually do that readiness assessment that I first referenced to identify those devices that are eligible or that won't be eligible for upgrade, more importantly, so you can actually get those roadmapped, and the other ones, then you can actually get a plan in place to get them upgraded to Windows 11. Sorry. One second. So the second step there then would be to validate your application readiness for those most critical applications. Remember, 99.7% of solutions go across from 10 to 11. But if you're in that 0.3, you'll want to have solutions or guidance or help going forward to make sure that you have a solution and that nothing's left behind or that a new solution can be put into place. And again, I referenced that fast track, and that is the Apogee program. It's called Fast Track Apogee. You can find that online. You can find that through any of the people that you might know here at CDW. But with that, you can actually open a ticket and get support directly from Microsoft. And then you'll want to procure the devices that need to be replaced, and you'll want to deploy the Windows 11. If you're buying a new device, they're going to come with Windows 11. Everything has come with Windows 11 for the last 9 months or so, maybe up to a year. So if you procure new devices, they're already there, but you'll want to get them enrolled. But for all those other devices, you want to get them up to Windows 11 and move forward with those. Now, I'm going to leave this survey up here. So I am going to say that I've covered a lot here. And if you need that to be covered again, or if you need to do a deeper dive on any of the things that were referenced here, if you already have a working relationship with somebody at CDW, reach out to them and they can bring in myself or somebody like myself to help or support you in that conversation. I will let you know our solution architects are free resources. We're here to make sure you get enough information to make wise choices, and that's primarily my job is to make sure you get enough resources to make those wise choices. But if you need to, I also represent the team that can be hands on keyboard. Now that's paid for, but do know that if you need to get started or go further faster, you can actually leverage CDW, who does this all the time, to come in and help you assess, deploy, and transfer that knowledge over to you. So when it's about Windows 12, you can likely do that on your own or with less support. So if you have a CDW contact and you need more, reach out to them, let them know that you need more, and they will help you to bring myself or somebody like myself to address anything further. Or if you're doing the survey that's on screen right now, that QR code, if you fill that in, I will let you know that you can also ask for support in the survey link, and we will then have somebody reach out to see if they can help support you there. Now we're wrapping up, but I did make reference to Intune and Autopilot, and I did want to afford some time to my colleague Mandeep. So I'm going to pass it over to him. I'm going to see if there were questions in the chat space, so I can address those after Mandeep wraps up. But if you got what you needed from today so far, or after Mandeep at any point, I want to thank you for joining us and attending this event. And if you need more help, let us know. But I'm going to hand over to Mandeep, and I will come back with for the Q&A after Mandeep wraps up. I think he's going to be five to 10 minutes here covering autopilot, which is related to the conversation we were having. I just want to make sure, Mandeep, are you there?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Dallas. It was quite a session. Can you hear me?
We hear you. Yep.
All right, fantastic. All right, I'll take quick few minutes so that we can update you. We have discussed, in whole of the presentation, we have found that Intune is one of the key, and most of our customers who are already buying Microsoft licenses, they would with a small update or with small feature enhancement, they would be able to use Intune in their own environment. The key over here is lots of your stuff will become easy if you already have implemented Intune. You can manage your Intune modern deployment, modern manageability, all of those things will come into picture. Now, I see one of the questions which is on scenario of Windows 10 Intune MDM devices already. Okay, Dallas, you have so what happens is if you already have Windows 11 and you have run it into your Intune, you will see that all your devices, you will get an assessment report which will say that your devices are ready to move to Windows 11. And if it is so, you would be able to move all your existing devices which are on Windows 10 to Windows 11. And if you have already implemented Intune and you are planning to use autopilot for the new devices, you can do so also. Yeah, so what we have done is we have made lots of changes in our environment to give autopilot service to our customers so that they are able to utilize pre-provisioning. All their devices are up and running when those are delivered to you. Do let us know if you are looking in for any of those services or any of those support, because with CDW, we not only believe in selling, but also believe in supporting our customers on their services needs. So if you face challenges, lots of our customers think that we have in-house capability, but uh, but we always understand that there are best practices in the industry, and if we do not follow it, how much knowledge we have, those things are always missed out. So my humble request is if you need any sessions on that, be it the workshop session, or if you want to have POCs, do leverage our teams. We would be more than happy to help you out on your Intune implementation in your hand holding how you can manage your devices, and then ultimately autopilot as new purchases or anything what you are doing that would help you in leveraging your devices. So there are lots of stuff on the services front which we are trying to do, which will help you enable you to get those services, all that repetitive task which your IT guys are always swamped on, can be sourced, can be outsourced, and you can focus on your own business. So do let us know if there is anything. We would be more than happy to support. All right, Dallas, you wanted to answer this question. Let me know.
Sure. All right, everyone. I'm just going to go through the questions that I see here one by one. I started answering them in the chat space, and I'll answer them so you have that digitally, but I'll also address them here. Please feel free to, if you need more context, more information, or if you want to do a deeper dive on that, please feel free to come off mic or pop more into the chat space, and we'll do a deeper dive on anything here. I'm going to spend as much time as you need, but if you've got what you needed and you're going to exit, thank you for your time, thank you for your energy. But we're going to spend this time right now to go through the Q&A and take as long as you need with this, or to address any of the questions here. So one of the questions was, how does a Copilot PC differ from a Copilot license that is purchased now? So they're absolutely different. They actually coexist, but they are actually different. So a Copilot license, that is a standalone license, and that will allow you to do generative processes across the identity that you have in your organization. Now, a Copilot Plus, so it's very unfortunate, at least from my point of view, it's very unfortunate that Microsoft is using the word Copilot in front of everything. Kind of like how Apple used to do I this, I that, I everything. So they're now putting Copilot in front of everything. And there are free services that are called Copilot. There are paid services that are Copilot, and there's hardware that is called Copilot. Now, they all work well together, but they're all independent. So that's a very large question that you asked me about the difference between Copilot Plus PCs and the Copilot license. I that could be a 30-minute to 40-minute conversation just to depack what I just talked about there. So what I will say is, if you want to do a deeper dive on Copilot, Copilot Plus PCs, and understand the differences between them and how they work well together, I would ask you to reach out to whoever invited you to the event, so they can actually put you in touch with myself or somebody like myself to come in and host that conversation to make sure you have a complete understanding by the end of that session. So the second question there was, is the Windows 365 link available through CDW yet? No, not yet. So if you don't know what the Windows 365 link is, so Windows 365 is actually running your Windows instance in the cloud. There's a few ways of doing that: AVD through Azure and W365 through the M365 space. And that link that was referenced there is a device that will actually kind of replace your computer, and it's basically a little hockey puck or a little cube that sits and connects to your monitors and all the peripherals that you expect to use. But then I can go in there and I can sign in, and it takes me right to where I left off before I left my device, because my device is actually cloud-based now. It's not actually a device like that, so it's cloud-based, and there's some really cool things around W365. And I know some organizations are actually considering replacing their hardware with actual cloud compute with AVD or W365. Again, that is another half hour to 45-minute conversation. If you want to do a deeper dive on that, please reach out to whoever invited you. Please fill that out in that form, and then we can have somebody come back to cover that ground with you, because it is very in depth. Now, that link is actually on Purview, which means you have to be nominated to actually get it early, but very soon they will be available in general. But you'll want to get your place in line by securing that by reaching out to a CDW person there. The next question was, on Windows 11 Pro, how much is the recall feature being implemented? Is this something that is coming back by default? How easy is it to disable this feature and avoid it becoming up in future updates? So first off, they have done a lot of work on this. There was some controversy early on with the recall feature because I think many people didn't understand how it works and what it does. Again, if you need to do a deeper dive, we can do a deeper dive, but no, recall, what it's actually doing is it's taking screenshots of your experience. So that and it's ingesting all of the words on screen to make them searchable. So now that means if I have a device that has recall on it and recall is turned on, you can turn recall off. But recall is the user's experience, not the organization's experience. The only person that has access to the recall data is the person who signs into that device using biometrics. And you have to use your face or your fingerprint to sign into it to unlock that data. But basically, what that means is now, because it's taking incremental screen grabs of my experiences, that means later down the road, if I have that on, I can actually go and type in something saying, I'm looking for a PowerPoint with a pink background that was about that link we just talked about. And it's going to find me everything that was related to that or likely related to that so then I can narrow my search and jump back into it and consume it, use it, or share it. It's a it's an extremely powerful feature, but it is a feature locked to the user. The organization has no access to that whatsoever. So that was some of the work that they put into it was actually more of explaining that this was an individual user's experience to empower them, but it doesn't disadvantage you because again, your organization doesn't get access to those screen grabs or those captures. So recall, it was always available. It kind of got pulled back when it first got launched, but it is being deployed again, but it can be turned off. Again, if you want to do a deeper dive on that outside of that element, let us know and we can come back and do a deeper dive on that or any other related conversations. I'm going to move on to the next question there. So are Copilot Plus PCs only laptops, tablets format? No, they're not. They started as laptop tablets or laptops, but now you can get desktop versions. Again, all OEMs create for them, and all devices are adopting that Copilot Plus PC format. I've even seen them come to MTR meeting rooms. So if you actually have a meeting room, your meeting room can actually be controlled by a Copilot Plus PC, depending on the OEM that creates that. They can create them on Android, they can create them on Windows IoT, or they can actually put them on Copilot Plus PCs. So now I could offload the video that I have here with all my screen complications. That could actually be offloaded to the NPU, so I have no degradation to my performance. And that's what's actually happening there. So Copilot Plus PCs are in all formats and more all the time. Low end, mid end, high end. They started as high end, but they're coming to all price points. So you can find them. And again, you don't have to find them. You can reach out to whoever invited you to the event, and they can even help you to shortlist the devices that are relevant to you based on price point, based on functionality, based on whatever else you need that device to be or have. I see Mandeep answered a question there, so I'll skip over those ones there. The next question I have here is, can you disable the recall function from Copilot Plus PCs? I covered that, but definitely, you can definitely disable that feature, and you can manage that as an IT admin. You can actually manage that, and you can turn on or off nearly everything. It's just how to do that. And if you need help to do that, again, you can always reach out. We can bring somebody in who can guide, help, or support with the deployment of those Copilot Plus PCs, but also then turning on or off any features that are considered a threat to the organization or to the data or that are unwanted by the organization. Yes, they can definitely be turned off. With the Intune endpoint analytics Windows 11 readiness work for MDM enrolled device. Sorry.
Yeah,
Um,
that has been answered. Yeah.
Cool, thank you. I'm not all completely caught up. And we have a scenario here, Windows 10, or was that's related to that same question, is it not? I'm just going to read it out loud quick. Scenario, Windows 10 Intune MDM devices all ready for Windows 11 and support autopilot. Can I use, yes, you can definitely use Intune, or if you have SCCM, you can do the in-place upgrades there, or if you have a third-party solution, you can do that. So um, no, almost anything is possible, but if you don't know how to make that possible, that's where CDW can help and support you. Reach out to the people that invited you, and we can come back and we can have a further discussion and make sure that that's scoped well. And if it's just information, we can get that to you. If it's work that's required, we can actually then put together that scope of work for you. Okay, so I saw somebody doesn't know who their CDW person is. That's perfectly fine. Grab that survey link that's on screen and say that you're looking. Let us know what you need help or support on in the comments. So when somebody's going through that, we can pair you with the right with a person, or find you the right person, or pair you with a resource that can come back and host that conversation. I think that was all the questions. I know we lost people as we were going there, but any other questions, comments, concerns whatsoever, you're welcome to come off mic, or you're welcome to light up the chat space. All
Yeah,
right. I think we're
yeah.
probably wrapping up then. So what I will say is I'm always the last one to leave. So if you got what you needed today, I would welcome you to sign off and thank you for joining us. And if you need help or support, reach out to CDW through that form or through the person that invited you to the event today. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you, team. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, appreciate it. If you can hear me, I did already fill out the event survey. I wasn't completely clear on what I was needing, but the key is that I got a generic invite. It wasn't from actually
Yeah, so
a
no
person.
worries.
Okay.
We will have someone assigned to you, and you shall shot either a mail or a call. Call shall be, reaching out to you. But if you have filled the survey, we would have got your details, and someone would be connecting you with you shortly.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested in having a discussion about the Intune and autopilot. Um, in most situations, the autopilot is being pushed as it's for new devices, but it can work for existing devices. And it's just, in my mind, I'm just trying to figure out the mechanisms to use Intune, which is managing those devices on MDM level. Okay, start your life over again and install Windows 11 with autopilot.
Yeah. So
And
for
we can,
your
yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
so
Mandeep.
that's a huge topic because Intune is a tool. I would
Yeah,
say it is your MDM. So
yeah,
if for your existing devices that will work as, so that tool comes brings you a couple of things like modern deployment, modern manageability, and for your existing devices, if you want to upgrade it to Windows 11, so Intune modern deployment and manageability will help you in moving all the existing devices on Windows 10 to Windows 11. But for your new devices, Autopilot is key, which will help you in enrolling your devices into your Intune and implementing it the way you want it. So we can take this up in a larger
okay.
discussion.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any other question? Otherwise,
All
all
right.
right.
I'm going to end the session in about 10 seconds. So you have a 10-second reprieve before we shut it down. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. If you need anything, reach out. We'll see what we can do to help and support you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.